Welcome to the Grey Pill Podcast, where truth's unveiled, exploring the depths beyond what is retail. Conspiracies, esoteric knowledge so enthralling. Open up your mind, let's dive into the sprawling. Oh yeah. Grey Pill awaken, question what you know. Peeling back the layers, let your curiosity grow. Uncover hidden realities, break the mold. Come take the journey, let your mind unfold.
Gather round, all you mystery seekers. We're diving deep into the dark, exploring realms beyond what's known, where the secrets of the shadows leave their mark. Come take a ride on the Grey Pill Express, where esoteric knowledge is our guest. From conspiracies to cryptids, we unveil the veil. Mysticism and the occult, our forbidden tale. Join us on this journey to uncover the unknown.
Welcome to the Grey Pilled Podcast.
Chosen1.com. Go visit chosen1.com. It's easy to remember if you just sing along. Chosen1.com. Go got his own comic, and now he's got his own song. Cause he's the chosen one. Yes, he is a chosen one. Go buy a copy at chosen1.com. Chosen1.com. Go visit chosen1.com. It's easy to remember if you just sing along. Chosen1.com. Go visit chosen1.com.
Welcome to the Grey Pill Podcast.
Welcome to the Grey Pill Podcast.
Welcome to the Grey Pilled
Welcome
Podcast.
to the Grey Pilled Podcast. Shit is about to get dangerous. Join us as we dive down these holes.
Yeah, go visit that chosen1.com and support my boy Juan, my boy Thomas, the Paranoid American. I'm always grifting for my homeboy, you know what I mean? So go to paranoidamerican.com and get you some shit. Anywho, I'm back for episode 3. It's me again, your boy Jules. Before I continue on my esoteric symbolism, occult symbolism of fish rant, or I guess you could call it a book review or a synopsis of a book, or me just taking what I found most interesting out of the book and putting it in my own words and notes. But I'm going to go ahead and put all my plugs out there. Go follow me on Instagram at graypilled_podcast, Twitter at graypillpod. I'm on Spotify. I'm on Rumble. I don't really know how to get a Rumble URL, but I'm on Rumble. I should be on Patreon soon at Grey Pill Podcast, Rockfin at Grey Pilled. This will be on YouTube first, probably, and then I'll put it on Rumble, and then in about a week or so, I'll put it on Spotify. I'll also end up being on Odyssey and BitChute at Grey Pilled Podcast on Odyssey. Just if I have time, then I'll upload some videos there. Got a lot of content coming out. Like I said, trying to do one video every week, but at the same time, I'm doing stuff with other people, so may get 2 or 3 videos from me a week. Who knows? We'll see. So good shit, man. But anyway, got that out the way. So I'm gonna dive back into my book that I have been reviewing, trying to review. I've been trying to knock these episodes out, but Work kicked my ass last week, and but this is the book Occult Symbolism of Animals, Insects, Reptiles, Fish, and Birds. And I hope my mic sounds better. I may have to get an adapter for my Yeti mic, just so I can use my soundboard and all my stuff will sync up. If I need to use my phone, getting better at using the screen share, and so I could share some pictures of what I'm talking about. And I'm out my garage, and it's like 40 something degrees outside, so got my little heater with me. It's about 10:45. I don't know why I decide to do these so late sometimes, but I kind of more in my zone, I guess you would say. Uh, and I don't usually drink, but I decided to. I did a swap cast with Nate from Reality Czars last night, so I bought a 6-pack and I had a couple left, so I'm drinking them tonight. So, last thing I was talking about was the composite creatures that ancients said to have been created that were half human, half amphibian form, or what I would say dolphin or whale hybrids, most likely. Uh, been talking a lot about Credo Mutwa lately, and we're going to dive into him soon. But he speaks about these beings a lot too. He has stories that he shares about them, so very interesting. But we'll go from there to when Typhon or Set had divided the body of Osiris, his brother, into 14 parts. His phallus was thrown in the Nile, and Plutarch says it was devoured by 3 fishes: the Lepidodus, the Phagrus, and the Oxyrhynchus. I think that's somewhat of a pike, maybe. I think that's what I read. So Egyptians would avoid eating those fish. There you go, just like with Freya. You know, uh, people who worship Venus or Aphrodite or Freya wouldn't eat fish on Fridays. So, and you got the same thing in Islam, I believe. Um, but Friday is Freya's day, and she aligns with the she aligns more with Ishtar, than any other ancient deity. But when used as a symbol for evil, the fish represented the earth, which was known as man's lower nature in the mystery schools, and the tomb, or the sepulchre of the mysteries. Thus was Jonah 3 days in the belly of the great fish, as Christ was 3 days in the tomb. Here we go. So the story of Jonah really is a legend of initiation into the mysteries. The great fish represents the darkness of ignorance which engulfs man when he is thrown overboard or born into the sea of life, or the blood of Christ, the sea of life, the baptism, so to say. And the whale in this story is based on a pagan mythological creature known as the hippocampus, just part horse and part dolphin. So there we go again with the dolphin hybrids. I mean, that's a hybrid, animal hybrid, but that's sure as shit a hybrid. So back to Jonah. H.P. Blavatsky, the occultist, the theosophist. She wrote some good books. I have The Secret Doctrine. As soon as I can get around to reading that, I plan on doing a little quick synopsis of it as well. Um, okay, so she states that the word Satis, or the great whale, is derived from Cato or Dagon, the Phoenician fish god. According to this theory, Jonah was confined in a cell hollowed out in a gigantic statue of Dagon after being captured by Phoenician sailors or pirates or whatever you would call them. I mean, they captured him. So I don't know if he wasn't a Phoenician, he may have been their enemy. I don't know. I've been reading the Bible. I'm still on the Old Testament, but after I finish that, which will probably take me about a year or two, from my guesstimation, uh, I'll have a lot of notes written on it as I go, because that's what I do when I read books. I make sure that I underline certain places or always take notes, because I've I've been doing this for years before I even decided I was going to start a podcast, just so I could come back to this knowledge, and go back over what really caught my eye. I think that's important. I think everybody should do that. Don't just watch videos, and don't just rely on these fucking people putting out these TikToks. People, you see a lot, but you don't remember much of any of, because you're seeing so much of it and so much different shit. I mean, people's algorithms, I can imagine, the fucking rabbit holes some people go down, all the different rabbit holes. I mean, I know I've been down a lot, but I've been doing it for a while, so I'm used to it. You know, once you learn something, and it gets brought up in another conspiracy or something else, that we find out is more of a, not a conspiracy theory, but a conspiracy fact, because it actually happened. And you can link stuff easier. But I find notes very useful. Um, I have a lot of them, and I'm very organized as well, so that helps. Um, so yeah, I mean, those stories, they make more sense than him actually being swallowed by a whale. You know, I mean, people can believe what they want to, but the way that this is interpreted, this is what I uh, think. So man's lower nature was symbolized by Leviathan. Um, we were talking about it, uh, you know, when used for a symbol of evil, the fish represented the earth, man's lower nature. So I guess that fish that symbolizes man's lower nature is Leviathan. Um, you know, the serpent of the deep. All serpentine symbols represent solar energy. This creature represents the solar life force imprisoned in water. Also, the divine energy coursing through the body of man manifests as a writhing, twisting monster until transmuted. So, this lower aspect of man, this Leviathan, so to say, uh, causes us to have these greeds, these passions, these lusts, until we transmute it, you know, with divine energy. Um, or until that energy is transmuted into something higher, of man's higher nature. Um, you know, I think it's very interesting that the fish represented both our upper nature, that of Christ, um, and our lower nature, that of Leviathan. Everything has a duality. Me and Nate were talking about that last night. Um, and everything in Christianity has a duality. The Cathars, they were very dualistic. So you have a lot of ancient, early Christian sects that, you know, believed in dualism. And so this was just a random note in there. The Gnostics divided the nature of the Christian Savior into two parts: Jesus, a mortal man, and Christos, or Nous, the principle of cosmic mind. And the Nous I read was from baptism till crucifixion. That's when the Christos would be called the Nous, I guess. That's the a 3-year period, I think. So it's a very important number. Um, so that's the end of the Occult Symbolism of Fish by Manly Palmer Hall. That's not the book, but that's the one chapter. Uh, I decided to do that one first because it was the shortest. I'm going to go into the insects next. And look, I don't care if no one wants to hear this. If you want to hear this, man, fuck yeah. Uh, you know, then leave in the comments if y'all want me to cover anything. If y'all like, you know, listening to me, um, and you like what I have to say and my point of view on things, and where this show is going to go, and the people that, I fuck with, um, you know, subscribe and comment, let it be known. And I mean, because there's a lot that I could talk about. Um, anything. Uh, there's nothing I haven't really dived down. I mean, I could give so many examples, but I mean, you know, or I could just prove it to y'all by putting out more and more content, and maybe by the 100th episode, people start to catch on. We'll see. Because I'm not going to stop, regardless if I have 5 listeners or none. So, I'm just going to talk about what I like to talk about and what I think other people would benefit from knowing about. You know, um, this, you know, esoteric knowledge has helped me, or learning about, what is symbolic of this knowledge in our material world, our physical realm, has helped me become a better man and a better person, a better husband and father, and help me kind of balance my head out. I'm not perfect. I never will be. Um, but you know, I try daily to help other people and to do unto others as I would want done to me, because we're all connected in one way or another, and the sooner we figure that out, the sooner this, planet will stop all the fucking, you know, bickering and violence and bullshit, and everything that comes along with these elite politicians and globalists and celebrities. And it's nothing but fucking chaos and mayhem and just shit. There's so much shit going on right now, and so many people are complacent in division of, and causing division within everybody. I mean, in every sphere of culture, there is division now, and it's fucking bad division. Like, not just like we disagree, but we can, no, it's like, oh, we disagree, I want to kill you. That's what it's all turning into, and everything's becoming a death cult. And uh, I think it's important to know that we're all human, and not all of us. The ones at the top, they're fucking reptilians, dude. I mean, they're not human. They don't have hearts. Like they don't have the same souls that we do. Man, they're evil. They they want us dead, and they want our children as fucking slaves, either debt slaves or mind slaves or whatever kind of slave you want to. Uh, it's just fuck what's going on in the world right now, and not enough people are speaking out about it. And I'm just an everyday guy, Uh, I think me, Nate from Reality Czars, and my buddy Cody, or Oddfellows brand clothing, go get you some shit. I think we're gonna start a podcast that we're gonna do. It's gonna be like an hour podcast every Saturday where we're gonna go through a bunch of TikTok videos, maybe, and just fucking rip people to shreds. Just not like culture, but like you know conspiracy or just people being dumb motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Because if you're on TikTok as a TikToker, like 90% of you, you know, it's bad. It's just very bad. It's not content. It's mind rot. Very bad. But yeah.
Oddfellows brand clothing and merch. Fuck your fashion. This is some of the best designs dropping in the conspiracy realm at the moment. Go
Shout,
shop now at
shout out my boy Cody.
oddfellowsbrand.com.
But yeah, no, let's get into the occult symbolism of insects. Insects of all kind were emblematic of the nature spirits and demons because both inhabited the atmosphere. Poisonous insects were often used to symbolize the deadly power of the human tongue. The fact that plagues came through the air caused insects or birds to be used as this symbol. And medieval drawings of magicians in the act of invoking spirits often portray those spirits in composite part insect form. That's crazy. I think that's cool as shit. Just pulling some insect hybrid through a portal. Um, and then Mr. Hall decided to throw this in there. The devil had the feet of a rooster and the body of a hog, according to the Egyptians. um, yeah, so that's fun. Okay, so first off, ants. They represented industry and foresight as they stored supplies for the winter, and they could carry many times their own weight. There's not much on the ants. I mean, ants fucking suck, in my opinion. They bite the shit out of you. They swarm everywhere. They build the biggest fucking ant beds that could, you know, like here in Mississippi, there's some that look like a fucking like mound of dirt, a huge mound of dirt. It's pretty fucking ridiculous. Um, and I got kids, so when my 2-year-old will run in ants and not even notice until they're biting the shit out of her. Yeah, fuck you, ants. So not much on the ants, but locusts were considered fit emblems of passion, disease, hate, and strife. How lovely. Um, these emotions destroy all that is good in the soul of man and leave it a barren desert, uh, i.e., the plagues of Egypt. Yeah, not much on the locust either. They throw a couple like insects in there, and then you get to scarab beetles. Now, these are very occultic, and they are used in pop culture. They have been used a lot. in pop culture. I wish I had more examples of that right now, but that's not what this episode is about. Because of its relationship to the sun, it symbolized the divine part of man's nature. That is the scarab beetle. Its beautiful wings concealed under its shell typified the winged soul of man hidden within its earthly shell. The ancients believed the scarabs to all be of the male sex and were emblems of fertility, strength, and courage. So soldiers would wear them on their clothes when they went into battle. That's pretty fucking cool, man, to be honest with you. Um, me, Dona, and Thomas were doing something a few weeks ago, and these elites use the scarab beetles as symbolism. The Rothschilds, this one guy at their party, he had them all over his hat, and the duality, white and black with the scarab beetles, and it was actually a pretty cool costume design, but very occultic. Um, because of its peculiar habits and appearance, the scarab symbolized the strength of the body, the resurrection of the soul, and the eternal and incomprehensible creator in his aspect as Lord of the Sun. Initiates of the Egyptian mysteries were sometimes called scarabs, lions, and panthers. Okay. See, he just threw lions and panthers in there. Scarabs, lions, and panthers. Oh my. Not gonna name this episode. The scarab was the emissary of the sun, symbolizing light, truth, and regeneration. So, I mean, being an occult symbol, it represented, doesn't represent anything too bad. Ra, the god of the sun, was symbolized by the head of the scarab, and this was called the Kepera, which signified the resurrection of the soul and a new life at the end of the mortal span. I think that's fucking awesome, dude. Kepera. Um, I believe Ra was Marduk. I don't know how to feel about Marduk. You know, I dive into Marduk a lot, and I will be diving more into Marduk. And it is what it is. So if you don't like it, that's on you. Anyway, sorry, I'm just fucking around. So this was actually very long. This was like 3 pages long right here. Scorpions. So the symbol of wisdom and self-destruction was that of the scorpion. The Egyptians called it the creature accursed. When the sun entered into Scorpio, it marked the beginning of the rule of Typhon, or Set. When the 12 signs of zodiacs represent the apostles, the scorpion is assigned to Judas Iscariot, the betrayer. When the sun entered into Scorpio, it marked the beginning of the rule of Typhon, or Set. When the 12 signs of the zodiac represent the apostles, the scorpion is assigned to Judas Iscariot, the betrayer. In Calumet's dictionary of the Bible, he declares the scorpion to be the perfect emblem of the wicked and symbol of persecution. Represented the spinal figure in Egyptian mysteries as well, which destroyed man when gathered at the base of his spine, also known as the tail of the scorpion. That's fucking cool. And there we go back to man's lower nature being the tail of the scorpion. The red star Antares in the back of the celestial scorpion, so I guess in the back of the star constellation, was considered the worst light in the heavens and was believed to impair the eyesight or cause blindness when looked at. this too. The scorpion was also considered a symbol for wisdom, for the fire which it controlled was capable of illuminating as well as consuming. Initiation into the greater mysteries among the pagans was said to only take place in the sign of Scorpio. Uh, Elizabeth Goldsmith, in her treatise on sex symbolism, states that the scorpion was a symbol of Selk, the Egyptian goddess of writing, and also revered by the Babylonians and Assyrians as guardians of the gateway of the sun. 7 scorpions are said to have accompanied Isis when she searched for the remains of Osiris. That's all quoted from Elizabeth Goldsmith. The butterfly is represented by Psyche, who was a beautiful maiden with wings of opalescent light. She sounds like a fey being or a fey creature. It's pretty cool. But the butterfly symbolizes the human soul and the stages it passes through in order to unfold its power of flight. Ovum and larva symbolize the unregenerate man, ignorant and helpless. That's the first stage. There's 3 of these stages. The second stage is from larva to pupa, the disciple seeking truth and dwelling in meditation. The third stage is from pupa to imago. This typifies the unfolded enlightened soul of the initiate rising from the tomb of his baser nature. I find that fascinating, man. Honestly. Yeah, that's why butterflies are so beautiful at the very end, is because they've gone through all these phases. You know, makes sense. Uh, if you were to be initiated, and it's crazy how it's 3 different phases that the butterfly goes through as well, right? The Trinity is in everything. I mean, you have gas, liquid, solid, heaven, earth, hell, mind, body, soul. I mean, everything. So next one, night moths. We love us some moths. They symbolize the secret wisdom because they are hard to discover and are concealed by darkness or ignorance. Some are emblems of death, such as the death's head moth, which has a marking of a human skull on its body. So yeah, not much on night moths. Kind of in there with the ants and the locusts. Not much on them. Doesn't mean that they're any less. Well, yeah, the ants are. Fuck the ants, but it's not much symbolism. Now the spider has uh, quite a lot, probably as much as the scorpion. So the spider's shape is an appropriate emblem for the nerve plexus and ganglia of the human body. Europeans looked at killing a spider as bad luck, possibly because it is looked upon as an emissary of the evil one. And who wants to fuck with that person, right? Uh, I got bit by a brown recluse, and I actually, like, as soon as I got bit, I opened the wound, and then I went to a doctor, and they drained it, and it was fucking terrible. But my leg's fine. It'll always be a mark there. Um, but yeah, don't kill spiders unless you have to, unless you have, an infestation, or you have a arachnophobia and you can't live around spiders. Um, I'm just not a fan of brown recluses. I don't mind any of the other ones. Uh, Also, black widows, I guess, can stay the fuck away as well. Um, so Paracelsus taught that the spider was the medium for a powerful but evil force which black magicians use. Now that's fucking interesting.
To the no, to the no, 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 to the no, no, to the no, no, to the no, 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 to the no,
Yeah, fuck that. So, Yeah, you got black magicians using spiders as probably a what's it called that a sorcerer uses as a like a pet. It's a daemon, I think, or a familiar. Yeah, using spiders as familiars and shit. Fuck that, man. And then you got these giant spiders in Antarctica that have been seen. No bueno. I'm good on that, dog. And that fucking movie, Spaceman, with the spider, I'm good. I mean, I'd probably talk to it, but it coming up and I mean, dude, that's scary, man. I love it, but it's fucking freaky. Um, so some ancient wisdom schools taught that all poisonous insects and reptiles come from the evil nature of man. There we go back to the lower nature of man. All these, everything I'm going to talk about in this book represents the lower nature of man in some way and the higher nature of man in some way. It's awesome. Come from the evil nature of man. And when humans no longer breed hate in their own souls, there will be no more ferocious animals, disease, or poisonous plants and insects. Did you hear that, guys? Quit being dickheads to each other. Love each other. I know it's hard. I know there's a lot of stupid fucking people out there, but we need to love these people anyway. I mean, look, I get it. Just stay away from them, but at the same time, pray for them or, uh, unless they harm you or, I mean, look, I know it's hard to, not turn the other cheek. I usually don't. But, as a collective consciousness, we should really. Among the American Indians, there is a legend of a Spider Man whose web connected the heaven worlds with Earth. The mystery schools of India describe the gods who labored with the universe during creation as connecting the realms of light with those of darkness by means of webs. Now, dude, if there's some giant spider god somewhere, I mean, you know, I don't know if I want to meet them. You know, I mean, God can manifest as anything. When I say God, I do mean like our creator force. Whatever created the universe. I only worship my creator and the Christ that has, that rescued me when I was on the brink of destroying my own life and losing everything and losing everyone I loved and losing my own life. Wouldn't be here talking to nobody right now. So, yeah. Uh, so, yeah, if there is some spider being out there masquerading as God, fucking knock it off and go back to Antarctica, man. That's right. These cosmic builders were referred to as the spider gods, and their leader, the Great Spider. Nope. That's the spider. So, bees. Here we go. Beyonce. Illuminati confirmed. The beehive in masonry is a reminder that in diligence and labor for a common good are true happiness and prosperity found. I agree with that. Yeah. Um, the bee symbolizes wisdom and is sacred to the goddess Venus, of course, which is where bees were said to have come to Earth from millions of years ago, along with wheat and bananas. I find that pretty fucking fascinating because they can't find the origins for uh, where wheat, bananas, or bees came from. So You know, maybe if you eat nothing but whole wheat and bananas and get stung by bees and eat honey directly from a bee's, you know, nest, you'll turn into a Venusian. Some good shit. Um, so bee colonies being ruled by queens is one reason why it's a symbol for the sacred feminine, and I'm guessing a sign for Venus. In India, the god Prana, the universal life force, is sometimes shown surrounded by bees. At one time, the bee was an emblem for French kings as well. So we talked a lot last night. Me and Nate did about these French elite French banker families, but that's interesting. Just like wasn't it the dolphin? Yeah, the dolphin was an emblem for French royalty as well. So the French are just you know, using bees and dolphins to their advantage. You know, they didn't even ask their permission. The dolphins would have probably fucked them to death, but you know, what dolphins do. So last insect, and this is by good measure that it's the last one because it's the fly, which is total representation, and we'll get into this of Baal or Baal Zebul, uh, Beelzebub, you know, uh, Marduk. We go back to Marduk. So the fly symbolizes the tormentor because of the annoyance it causes. The Chaldean god Baal was often called Baal Zebul, or the god of the dwelling place. And I need to look. I don't know if Marduk maybe it was referred to where he lived was in the dwelling place. I got to go back and read uh, that lost book. But the word Zebub or Zebab means a fly, and later became Baalzebub or Beelzebub, which translated to Jupiter's fly. It's interesting because Jupiter is known as Enlil as well. That's his name in the Roman pantheon, and that's Marduk's uncle. So, but I think they maybe later on, you know, mended their relationship and probably worked together to take over, you know, run what we have today, this prison planet. You know, I don't know, you know, that's a whole different subject, and we'll get into that too. You know, the the deities being worshipped today, who they were in Sumeria, and who they manifested, who they incarnated as throughout the ages, and we'll get into that. That'll be a cool episode. I'll have my boy Adrian on for that. Um, maybe have Esoteric Eddie on for that. I think that'd be fucking awesome. Just to kind of get down to like, you know, who are these elites really worshiping? You know, I mean, we know it's Marduk and Symbioza and Ishtar or Inanna, and you know, in a lot of cases, people think, you know, a lot of Christians worship Enlil. You know, you go down that rabbit hole, you know, see for yourself. Because I have talked about numerous times how the archangels may, you know, they kind of translate to be the sons of Enlil. If you read Sumerian, if you read the text from Sumeria and then you read the Bible, you know, with Sodom and Gomorrah and the flood and Egypt with you know with Moses, yeah, it's very interesting stuff. So it was looked at as a form of divine power, the fly, because of its ability to destroy decaying substances and promote health. I don't know about promoting health. I'll look into that. It may have attained the name Zebub from its buzzing sound. Instead of my lord of flies, it really means my lord who hums or murmurs. Zebub. Yeah. Well, yeah. It proves it. It proves it right there. There we go. Boy got it. With well, Manly P. Hall got it. But yo, that's the end of the insect chapter. Hell yeah. It's almost at an hour, man. Good shit. The other one was real short. I had to edit like I mean this one probably be under an hour too, but at least I got these two chapters out. My next one will be on the Phoenix. I won't have notes for that. I'm gonna be reading straight out the book and giving my interpretation of what a lot of it means, how it's connected to stuff today. Um, because the Phoenix symbolism is being used a lot in Hollywood right now. It's being used a lot in pop culture. It's being used a lot in the music industry right now. So I'm gonna dive into the Phoenix, and maybe if anyone wants to come on the episode with me, no one may see this episode, so I may post on X or something, see if maybe Donut want to come on with me or something and talk about it, and I can kind of read to him what is written, and he can because he knows a lot about the Phoenix as well. So we'll see, but yeah, man. Other than that, y'all go watch the Reality Czars Gray Pilled Swapcast from last night. It's Sunday night right now, so that would have been Saturday night. And then last week, me and my buddy Cody from Oddfellows did a live stream that's on YouTube. It's also on Rumble, and I'll post it on Spotify this week. On the Process Church and its ties to Manson and a whole bunch of shit, man. We went on for like 2 hours. Me and Nate went on for 3 hours last night. I don't know if y'all have noticed, but usually when I get together with some other people, we go deep, man. I mean, uh, you know, it is what it is. I'm always going to talk about as much as I can just to talk about it, just to get the conversation out there and to get people thinking about some of this stuff because there's so much of it to think about. But for those of us that already know about a lot of it, we can get a lot of this stuff out there and really talk about it, you know? So, you know, like I said this last week, I'm not going to step on any toes or anything. I think I've been very humble and, you know, people don't like my podcast. They can fuck off. I don't care. You can suck a dick. God bless you. I'm sorry. Watch something else. You I think the shit I'm talking about is cool. I think the people I fuck with are awesome. I think the people, if you support me and you already subscribe to all my stuff and you watch my videos and like, thank you, man. Reach out to me and, give comment in the videos and stuff and just kind of let me know what's up. And then I said at the very beginning, if someone has a solid, you know, like a solid uh, hours worth of information that they could, you know, go into, uh, come on, man. Let me know, and I'll bring you on. If you live in Mississippi or my city, uh, my city, uh, very, every city in Mississippi is a fucking small town. Yeah, uh, gonna have some more stuff coming this next week. me and Paranoid American have a sound science that we're doing on a bunch of stoner metal that I picked out, and I think he's going to bring a few albums in. We're just going to kind of pick apart the themes of the album and the symbolism of the cover art and the lyrics, and it's going to be cool. And then me and Donut got something we're going to do on Memphis rap, and me, Thomas, and Donut may be doing something on the Mothers of Darkness. We had a bunch of people saying, or not a bunch, but 2 or 3 people saying that we should do that. And I already have notes on that, so I think that'd be awesome. And then not this weekend, or this next weekend, because it's Sunday right now. So not this next weekend, but the next weekend, I will be doing a Patreon episode on Strange Brew with Tomcat. I'll be on there for, Tom was like 30 minutes. It's going to turn into a 2-3 hour thing, Tom. Sorry, but it's going to, bro. But y'all just tune in and follow me on social media. I will be posting a lot more content, and this new podcast coming on Saturdays, I will be posting about more details about that as well. And I'm going to write us out with an ad from my buddy. Everybody, y'all have a good week, and question everything, and stay gray-pilled. I'll see y'all later. Y'all have a good one.
All American stickers, cryptids, cults, and killers. We got all your favorite conspiracies, all the land and more on our sticker sheets. Paranoid American stickers, they'll make you smile and snicker. False flags and secret societies, all of these and more on our sticker sheets.
Explore the unique with Paranoid American sticker sheets. Unearth tales of cryptids, cults, and mysteries through each sticker. These won't last long. Get yours now at paranoidamerican.com.
We're all American stickers, cryptids, cults, and killers. We got all your favorite conspiracies, all the land and more on our sticker sheets. Paranoid American stickers, they'll make you smile and snicker. False flags and secret societies, all of these and more on our sticker sheets.
What the heck are you waiting for? Discover the extraordinary with Paranoid American sticker sheets. From cryptids in the night to cults out of sight, each sticker is a unique find. Get yours now at paranoidamerican.com.
Frazzle Drip Funhouse. Enter, if you dare, the world of an animatronic bear whose metallic heart beats with a thirst for justice, a hunger for revenge. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, connoisseurs of the macabre and seekers of the scandalous. Your voracious appetites for chilling narratives are about to be satiated by the heart-stopping, pulse-pounding creation of Paranoid American and Winged Sun comics. Abandoned in the dusty corners of amusement, now awoken in the murk of wickedness perpetrated by an evil elite. And this is not your childhood fairy tale, but a macabre dance of vindication, soaked in crimson, a symphony of screams echoing in the dimly lit chambers of malevolence. Be prepared for an onslaught of ghastly gore and titillating terror. A wicked waltz through twisted hallways and blood-stained basements where only the brave dare to tread. Quake at the bear's unyielding pursuit, cackle at the sharp and sardonic one-liners, shudder at the graphic, gratuitous scenes that harken back to the glory days of B-horror flicks. Frazzle Drip Funhouse is your ticket to a thrill ride of terror. A carnival of carnage where the laughs are as loud as the screams. Uncover the truth beneath the rust and the blood. And remember, nothing is as it seems. Are you ready to step into the frazzle-drip funhouse, where the animatronic eyes are always watching, and vengeance is a game that everyone can play? Get your backer-exclusive cover on Indiegogo. For more information, visit paranoidamerican.com.
Welcome to the Grey Pill Podcast, where truth's unveiled, exploring the depths beyond what is retail. Conspiracies, esoteric knowledge so enthralling. Open up your mind, let's dive into the sprawling. Oh yeah. Grey Pill awaken, question what you know. Peeling back the latest, let your curiosity grow. Uncover hidden realities, break the mold. Come take the journey, let your mind unfold.
Gather round, all you mystery seekers. We're diving deep into the dark, exploring realms beyond what's known, where the secrets of the shadows leave their mark. Come take a ride on the Greypilled Express, where esoteric knowledge is our guest. From conspiracies to cryptids, we unveil the veil. Mysticism and the occult, our forbidden tale. Join us on this journey to uncover the unknown.
Welcome to the Grey Pilled Podcast.